Good afternoon, everyone. I am the Mike Asherbrander, the proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And you are rolling with the Hounds of Business with Mike King Biz Radio, 106.1 RVA, ESPN, FM. Super appreciative of our partnership. Mike King, you are the man, always pushing up the good folks of Richmond. And we're honored, man. We're honored to push people up on an international level through the Hounds of Business. Today, we have a special guest, dear friend of mine, a great master networker and community builder of his own right, Russ Hedge. We're going to speak to him just a little bit. But before we run that traditional intro music, especially for you folks out there in Richmond, I know it's 6:30 in the morning on a Friday. Happy Friday, my friends. Thank you for tuning in. We have our first video, Discover the Hounds video. It's on YouTube. You can go to Hounds of Business on YouTube, find it, but I will play it for you so you can listen to it, and then we'll bring up the awesome Russ Hedge. How about that? Let's do that.
In a bit of a pickle. Don't you worry about a thing. You ain't alone in this. You're just a success story waiting to happen. Trust me on that. Every bump in the road is just an opportunity wearing a clever disguise. Welcome to the Hounds of Business community, where we don't just sit around twiddling our thumbs. Nope. We turn those obstacles into mighty fine stepping stones. This here's a place where high-level entrepreneurs and sharp professionals gather to grow their businesses and mindsets, kind of like how a good old gumbo needs the right ingredients to be something special. Ideas thrive here, and collaborations, well, they're as natural as sweet tea on a hot day. Success, it's a journey, and we're fixing to walk that road right beside you. Now, don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn for all the latest tips and insights. We're talking about the kind of wisdom that'll keep you ahead of the game. And while you're at it, head on over to our YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a treasure trove of videos, from expert interviews to webinars, everything you need to stay sharp in this fast-moving world of business. The Hounds of Business community? Well, we ain't just a network, we're a movement. So why not come on and be part of something bigger? Join us today and let's turn your business journey into a real Southern success story. Together, we'll achieve greatness, just like crawfish and singing on a Friday night.
Yeah, crawfish and singing on on a Friday night, Russ Hedge, and you were in there. You were in there with your book cover befuddled,
I saw that guy,
and
yeah.
yeah, he's a cool guy. So, hey, man, how are you doing today? Welcome.
I am good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be here. I'm just honored to be on the show, honored to be part of the Hounds of Business. And, what a blessed community it is. And it's what I'm all about. It's what you're all about. That's why we get along so well.
Daggum straight, buddy. And we have Royce Blake in the house, fellow Hound, and also Matt T. Matt Thomas, man. Great seeing you. We got Chasing Forehand. Wow, look, they're just piling in. That's because of you, Russ, not me, buddy. We all know that. They see me enough, brother. All right.
Yeah.
So you are fairly new. I mean, you've been here several months, maybe about 6 months in the pack, but we've known each other for a while. And
Yeah.
so I want to make sure that I share you with the folks in Richmond, all the new folks tuning in across the multiple platforms. So let's get a little bit about your background, man. So you have 30 years, right? Plus 30 years of marketing and sales experience, right? You've achieved top salesperson status in several different sectors, man. How can you share an example of how building genuine connections led to a major business success in your career?
Well, I can tell you that, I've always been about community. I love people, right? And so it has been something that I have done from the very beginning of my sales and marketing career, where I've reached out to people and I've got to know them. And I can tell you where the greatest success comes in my whole journey, and that is reaching out and blessing and helping others, giving to others, doing things for others. Because what happens then, the great success comes when you are in a situation like I am in currently, and you need a little bit of help. People come back to give you a hand, whether that's just prayer or support or somebody to talk to, or financial. I mean, all kinds of different reasons people help. And so I'm just so thankful for that. That's just been an ongoing theme throughout my whole life. And I'm blessed to have an amazing community, be part of the Hounds of Business.
Man, they're in drones in here, buddy. I'm telling you, we got to give shout outs. Tracy Lamb, Chasing Forehand, friends of the Hounds. But we've got Kevin, he's a Hound. Yolanda, one of our biggest cheerleaders. Shri, wow, man. And that's why people show up for you, dadgummit, because you show up for the right people, and good people reciprocate. Ain't that true?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think that the reason people do show up is because you first show up for them. I mean, I think people need to get away from the fact that it's all about me and it's all about, what I'm doing and my success. It's not. When you are together with others, collaborating, not always competing and pushing people away, but drawing them in, um, that's when the magic happens. We are better together, Mike. You know that. And that's where good things happen.
Yeah, that's why you're such a great fit in the hounds of business, man. It's instead of worried about what we want every daggum day and try to get what we need to get, and we do that to the right people, right? We love on the right people, help them bring value, and the right people reciprocate, man. And you're the master of that. So that's why it's like PB and J. When you join the pack, man, it's like when they put it in the jar for the first time. Daggum, and I'm still talking about it. All right, so it's interesting to me. How did you go from being a top salesperson to becoming an inspiration specialist? Explain that to us.
Well, I honestly would think that I've always been an inspiration specialist. I just coined the phrase with my own business because my purpose or why in life, I really defined that. I boiled that down when I started my own business. My why or purpose in life is to inspire and encourage others to live a purpose driven life of significance. And what do I mean by that? I want to help others be world changers, difference makers, impact their world for something amazing. And, I just trust God every day to be able to do that and inspire people, and thus became the inspiration specialist. And it's kind of ironic because my good friend and co-host D. Scott Smith, he's the motivational listener. So together we're the inspiration specialist and the motivational listener. We have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, I just love to inspire people, Mike.
Yeah, you do. You inspire a lot of us. And again, you made no secret about it if you want to share it, because I want people to know. I mean, life is hard enough, growing a business is hard enough, but now you're facing the battle of cancer again and you're still going. And so this is a great time to talk about community because boy, it sure helps, doesn't it, Russ?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Cancer can be very daunting. And especially this round when they told me I have stage 4 cancer, I don't have great outlook medically speaking. My first response to them is I have a great big God that's going to do a big miracle. And because God's not done with me yet, but I also have an amazing community, family and friends around me that lift me every day, that help me, that bless me and give me energy to keep moving on. And so I'm so thankful for that. And the hounds are a big part of that.
Yeah, we're honored, man. We're extremely honored, and you're going up to New York, right? You didn't stop you. You're going up to New York so you can share and support other folks and their families dealing with cancer and just the heartbreaking challenge that presents, man. So hats off to
Yeah.
you. You walk the walk, even when it's not easy, Russ. So we respect you, buddy.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you,
looking forward to that because really when it transitions from my life to my business and all of that, it's all interconnected. And I always tell people you can't separate you from your business because you take you to your business every day. You are part of that. So whether you're going through cancer or whatever problems that you have, everybody has challenges in life, everybody. And so it's how you deal with those. It's the perspective that you keep and how you move forward, right? Just like my book says, you can live
know,
the life you choose. Life happens and then you choose.
absolutely. And folks, scan that QR code. If you're on the radio, hey, it's Russ Hedge HEDGE.com, RussHedge.com. You can find all the info about Russ, what he's got cooking, and his amazing book. All right. And we were in the anthology with Dr. Constance Leland, right? That
Yeah,
that was an amazing living life in life's gray zone, beyond boundaries.
right.
International bestseller. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. No,
That's probably
oh,
go ahead.
go ahead. Well,
No, I was just gonna say that's
my original book right there, one of us will figure it out. I'll keep going this time. My original book,
go.
Befuddled, is really a slice of me and my life and all that I've been through up to the point where it was before I dealt with my parents. Both had, my dad had lung cancer, my mama had Alzheimer's, and my journey with them, and then my cancer journey after that. So I've had some pretty impactful things in my life. So within the anthologies, I was able to write about both of those. And my cancer journey was a big part of it, but also about, dealing with loved ones and parents going through challenges and being with them. But during it, living with a positive perspective, a positive mindset in spite of the challenges. And that's what's so important, Mike. I think it's how you're living your life because that transfers into your business and how you deal with your customers and everybody you're dealing with every day.
Oh, absolutely. Comments going crazy in here. All the great hounds, man. Gabe Leal showed up. Wow, goodness gracious. Tracy Lamb, I think I showed her. Wow, man. Let's dive into it. So getting into what you kind of do, right? You do a lot of coaching and guidance, marketing. You have sponsors. You have a lot of live streams, local, international, right? So you got a lot of things going on. But let's ask. I want to know this. How do you help clients discover their true purpose, right? Why is that important in a business context to know your true purpose?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. If you don't know your purpose or why you're in business, I'm like, you might be in the wrong business because if you haven't really thought about what you're doing, usually people in that situation are doing it just to make a living, just to make some money. And that is the wrong reason to be in business. If you are just doing it about the money and think you can make a bunch, you know, if you want to be significant in life and make a real difference with others, you have to know why you're doing it. You have to know, you have to have purpose that drives you forward. It gives you a reason to get up every morning. It gives you a reason to get out there, bless other people, because I think really successful and significant businesses, Mike, are those that are looking to bless and give to others, that are looking to help other people before they worry about their bottom line. And I think that always comes back to bless you. And I think that's a key, really. I think it's just all the attitude, the mindset that goes into that. So, yes, I walk people all the way back to that and think, okay, wait a second here. Let's think about this. Why are you doing what you're doing? And people get
Yeah.
confused with that too, because it's not your why or your purpose is not what you're doing, it's why you're doing it. Why are you doing it?
Absolutely, man, and nobody knows better than that than you, and it's not some daggum marketing ploy that you pretend to do to get do you believe this? That's why
Yeah,
you're a man of core values, man, that's why we get along so daggum well. If something's not popular or profitable, you're not gonna deviate from those values, man, and that's a rare thing. It's an
sure.
oak tree and a sea of tumbleweeds, brother. But I tell you what, you confirm this, tell me if I'm wrong. That long-term success, way sweeter and worth the stuff you have to go through in
Yeah.
order to get there, man, sticking to those values. And you're proving it right now. You're tired, you need a nap, but you're out here doing things to help bless others, man, on this show. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
let's switch to community building real quick. So, you know, it's become a main thing. We were doing this before it was popular. Right? We were doing this on accident and stuff. Um, but what are some of the common mistakes you see businesses make when it comes to building community, right? And how could they correct or improve some of that?
Well, I think the number one mistake is they're not doing it. That's the number one thing. But you
Yeah.
know what? I think people get nose to the grindstone, put their head down, and they, in a way, isolate themselves by doing that. And it's so important. Long term success, like you said, you have got to have community. It's all about you out there and bring a community together because like I said, we're better together. People are looking to know, like, and trust the people they're working with. There's very few businesses that don't have a lot of that, but even products out there that don't have as many people connected to them still do, and they're still expecting that know, like, and trust in whatever business you're in one form or another. So I think the biggest mistake people do after not doing it is to think they're doing it when they're not doing it. And that is, I'm going to show up to one chamber meeting and say hi to everybody. They're going to love me. And there is my community building. And then maybe I'll go back and visit in another 8 months or a year. And then I'm going to go to this and I'm just going to stand there and just let people come to me because it really is all about me, right? I think a lot of times people just don't really understand consistency. Get in there, start out with actually building community and connecting with people, and then consistently do it over and over and over. And even if you're an introvert and you people make you a little nervous, just go find one person that you can talk to. And one person turns into two, and two people turns into four, and on and on and on. Slowly, you build this amazing community just because you actually put some effort into it and you actually do it.
Oh, yeah, dadgummit, it was on accident. I had no idea what I was doing. Still don't know if I know what I'm doing, but I got brilliant people like you and the folks in the comments. They plug the holes in my boat, buddy. You know how it is. So real quick, want to give a shout out to Mike King Biz Radio, all the great folks on 106.1 FM, ESPN, RVA. Appreciate the opportunity to work together, push up people on an international level. And hey, if there's any strays out there, dadgummit, don't do it alone. Don't grow your business the hard way. Look, plug into heart-centered, high-level professionals that can boost you up, make introductions, and put people first, man. Put people's best interests in first. That's what it's about. It's about making money, but it's more important. It's the impact we can make once we have enough money. We have more money than we need. We could give it away. We could do things that matter, man. We can make a serious dent in stuff that matters: food insecurity, justice issues, whatever. And that's what the pack is for, not just to make money, but what we can do with that money, right? And that's what Heart Center comes in. So appreciate you being a part of that. And folks, if you're out there looking, you can find us on YouTube, Hounds of Business. Also, LinkedIn, man, that's the place. Redneck One, that's me, Mike Asherbrenner, and you can find us. And I got an old, outdated website. I'm fixing it, guys. It's redneckfinancialcoach.com. Or you could just send a carrier pigeon, right? Just reach out to us, man. We just want to see people get unstuck. All right. So, Mr. Russ, let's jump into this community building a little bit because it really is. It's not only more to me, if even if you're a small business or you're a coach, guide, or expert or somebody in that wheelhouse entrepreneurship, it's not even just more effective to have a community of people that you can build an organic relationship with, but it's more fun, right? So,
Yeah.
how does cultivating community translate into tangible business results, in your opinion?
Well, okay, first of all, if you haven't read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, um, that is such an amazing, amazing book. And it really is a good roadmap for exactly what we're talking about, right? About connecting and building community with people. And so I want to tell you that if you want to draw people in and actually get them engaged with what you're doing, you have to engage them. If you want to have fun, if you want them to have fun in the whole process, you have to have fun. So you brought that up, Mike. Go out there, do fun things, engage with people. I can tell you, if you want to talk to a group of people or a person or two and you don't know them well, show up with a cup of coffee for them or show up with some chocolate for them. Just hand it to them. They'll start talking. They'll help you out because you're going to just bless them right off the bat. And I can tell you, when you do things that help generate conversation, it is a great way to slowly start connecting and building community. And I can tell you that a lot of times, in that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I'm telling you that there's things you can do to actually get people to know, like, and trust you completely outside of business, and they will come around 360 back to your business because of the kind of person you are, the kind of character you have, and the fact that you were just, loving on them and giving to them and being a blessing to them. That's the kind of people want to work with, right? I reach out to people like that all the time. I'm looking for people that I really genuinely want to work with, the kind of people, and that makes such a huge, huge difference. So I think that's so important to everybody. If you want it to be successful in your business, just let them get to know you. Be a little vulnerable. Just be talking about things going on in life, because you know what? They got stuff too. And before you know it, they're going to be emptying out what's going on in their life, or their kids, their family, whatever that's happening. And next thing you know, you guys have built a friendship, and then it's easy to be able to work together after that.
You hit the nail on the head. Build organic, know, like, and trust. That's why
Yeah.
we do what we do, right? I
Yeah.
want to I want to work with people who align, who want to pay it forward, right? Who will say, "Hey, I got somebody you need to meet," right? And so sometimes, you could do it to somebody who's not ready yet. And hey, love on them later, right? It's all about timing. Don't take it personal, right? Just and that's people come around, don't they, Russ? Haven't you seen
Yeah.
it like months later? And here's my take on it. I'd like to know why you think it takes people a while, but I can tell you why. I know from my experience, everybody's been misled by someone, so no one trusts anyone on social media. It takes people a while, and I'm glad they do it. They should watch for weeks or months and really test it out, discern. And but once they see that it's real, and you don't stop doing what you do, man, it's the best those are really hard, unbreakable bonds, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, for sure. And the old adage that you're one person away from the next great contact.
Mm.
you got to utilize your existing community to build additional community, right? And so you're right. People have been burned and people are very skeptical. And so I've had people when I just want to connect with them and talk to them. Well, why? Why do you want to connect with me? Well, because I'd like to get to know you and find out what you're doing, what amazing things are going on in your life. No, but why? No, that is why. That's the only reason why. I don't ever talk business on the first call at all unless somebody brings it up to me, unless they want to talk about it. But my whole goal in the first and the second usually is just to get to know them, just talk to them, right? If we're having a really good conversation like you and I did, Mike, back at the beginning, it's like, let's talk again. Let's keep building on this, right? And so when you know somebody, that's the whole thing. You never have to really make a cold call in your life. If you just find out the community that they're in, I can bet you know somebody in that community, right? So I can go and say, hey, I'm Mike Asherbrenner is my friend, and he's amazing. He told me you are amazing, and I want to learn all about it. And then they just like open up and like, oh, you're friends with Mike? Okay, so you're like my key to life, Mike. I just use your name. But that's what people do when there's somebody else they already know, like, and trust. It opens the door wide open for you right off the bat. It but happens much quicker.
And this is no joke. He's not talking about this from an academic standpoint. This guy does it all day, every day. It's just who he is. And I love what you said earlier, man. It's our business is an extension of who we are, right?
Yeah,
It's not a lot of difference. People say, well, it's not personal, it's just business. I think you and I could disagree with that like 180, right? 360. It is. It's who we are. And I
yeah.
love that about you. And all the people rushing the comments, man, that's obvious. So let me ask you a really good question. I know it's on folks' mind right now. So, how can you share some practical tips for someone that wants to start their professional networking community?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, I can. So, first thing that I do, the number one tip is to take a look at your community and find the central focus of the community. And usually, to me, that's a chamber of commerce. I'll normally start there. I'll go there, join the chamber, meet the director, take them coffee, have a little chat, get to know them, and then find out what they're doing. And then I go to a meeting, and now I already know the director. So, I have somebody there I know talking to them and slowly reach out to people from that. It helps you expand. If you find the center of your community, even if it isn't the chamber, even if it's something else, then what happens is they will lead you to the Lions Club or a Rotary or to this business group or to this board, whatever. A lot of the big contacts
Right.
I've made, Mike, is just slowly but surely joining other organizations or being on a board. I was on a board in a town right here by me, and that board had a lot of high end people. It was in Corvallis, same city that Oregon State University is, Samaritan Healthcare, a lot of big things. I was meeting CEOs and people of these companies and becoming friends with them just by being on the board with them. So then when I call up and the CEO and I say, hey, it's Russ, they're like, hey, how's it going? Let's go to coffee. I mean, you already know them and they're the top of their organization, which would take you a long time to get up to usually through
Yeah.
layer after layer after layer. So you got to start looking at where the people you want to know hang out. And that's where I start.
I hope y'all had a pen and paper on that one. That was man. If this is your free stuff, could you imagine what if this man was coaching you or you get out of town? My goodness. And you said something earlier that if guys, if you're not on LinkedIn and you don't have a community, you're behind the 8 ball. It
Yeah.
really is. You're uphill in snow without shoes. And, Michelle just put a comment for the radio folks here that, she said, "I haven't thought about throwing Mike's name around." That's yeah, go ahead. It's funny too because, Russ, you remember back in the day when, I was just getting started and I was like, "Hey, can you" I was hoping people would put the logo on their show, and now I saw people would put the Hounds logo, and we don't even know who they are. Like, it's funny when you do this, when you really
Yeah.
love on people, man, and you do your
Yeah.
best. We're not perfect, but we really do care about people. We celebrate their wins. We get excited for them. Maybe push them up. We help create those wins and collaborations. It's an unbelievable world that we get to live in business. It's not the 1940s, right? Kind of business style. It's a real different way. So, man, we only got 6 minutes. I hate this.
No,
So,
let me
and
say
y'all know
one
my
quick thing. Let me say
go
one
ahead.
quick thing, and I just want to insert and say that when you really generate true connection and community, everybody, the number one thing people asked me when I started my business, what can I do for you? That was the number one thing because I had been building community and doing so much for all these people that I didn't even have to ask for business at first. They said, what can I do for you? That's what building connection and community does for you.
Yeah, I love that. Somebody much wiser than me one time gave me said, "Hey, when you don't know what to say or what to do, say this: how can I best support you?" Well, that's way better than me going blah blah blah, blah like Porky Pig, man. It's
Yeah.
way, but I mean it. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know what to do. They said, just ask, just let them know. And oftentimes people will say, "Hey, that's enough. I appreciate that." And man, you know, you've been doing this since you were in diapers, man. I could tell before you even knew you were a master net connector and networker, man. All right. So again, I, here's my answer. Practical tips: join the Hounds. And I had somebody a while back say, "I want to start my community." I said, "That stuff's hard." I said, "Build it here. Build it with us. Don't do it
Yeah.
alone. That's
Yeah.
goofy, right? Or hard." So let me ask you this: has the digital age, right, in the world we live in, with robots talking to robots and AI going amok, and I'm not against AI. I'm against it as a brain replacement, right? But has it affected the way we build authentic relationships and connections, right? What is your take on this and how have you seen it? Is it a challenge or is it a benefit or is it both?
Well, it's a benefit, and I'm telling you that it doesn't really affect how you do it. It affects the medium and how you go about it, but the actual
Yep.
purpose and how you're connecting authentically with people is really the same online or in purpose. You can, or in person, you can actually build authentic, amazing relationships with people that you've never been in the same room with. And I can tell you why that through this whole Perspectives on Cancer conference that I'm speaking at coming up here in a couple weeks, there will be a whole bunch of people there and other people in New York that I'm getting together with that I have never been in the same room with, but I have amazing connections and relationships with. And it'll be just such a celebration to get together and actually be able to give them a big hug and say hi in person. So it just expands your reach, everybody. And it's expanded my reach worldwide. It's an amazing, amazing thing. You got to take part of both of that. A little of the technology, reaching out, and then being in person. It's a combo that really, really works.
We got 2 minutes, Russ. So I'm gonna ask you two questions. So folks here on the live stream and also the folks in Richmond here on the radio. What inspired you to write your book, Befuddled? Right. I love the cover of it. Y'all can't see it. Y'all gotta go to russhedge .com. All right. You gotta check that out. What's the main message you want readers to take away from that book, Russ?
Yeah, the main message is the subtitle. You can live the life you choose. Life happens to you every day, but then you get to choose. What is your perspective? What direction are you heading based on what's happened to you? You're going to bury your head in the sand, or you're going to push forward and do amazing things in spite of whatever is happening to you.
Absolutely. So you're also a keynote speaker. See, we run out of time. We didn't have time to talk about it. Inspirational speaker.
Yep.
Wow, you got workshops and sponsorship visibility opportunities to help boost other businesses. So where can folks find you, and what do you want to share with folks before we tune out, buddy?
So you go to russhedge.com, like Mike said before. All the information is about me, one stop shop for connecting to me. And inspirational speaking is really where I'm focusing my business now. So I want to inspire and encourage people, my why, my purpose in life. And so that is a big thing. Marketing coaching, I love to do one on one or in groups. And I live stream a ton, just like this. Mike's on my live streams too. I have 6 a week that I currently do and love it and love being on Mike's show. And that's what I'm all about, everybody. Just connect with me at russhedge.com.
Russ, hey, you're a scholar and a gentleman, my friend. I appreciate you. And everybody go support Russ on LinkedIn, Russ Hedge. You can go to his website, best place to stop. And hey, I am too, I'm like a proud papa. I am too daggum proud. Jen Lynn, thank you for putting this Hounds video together. It's got what, thousands of views already on YouTube. We're going to play that as we exit. And if you haven't seen it, hey, check it out, guys. Appreciate you. Next week, we're going to have Dr. Jeffrey Berger. He's going to talk about alternative real estate investment. This is the first guy that actually made sense to me that I didn't just run away from. So y'all stay tuned for that. Russ, you're a rock star. RussHedge.com. Mike King,
Thank you.
we appreciate you, my friend. All the Hounds and friends of the Hounds. Dadgummit, you're the best. Appreciate everyone. Have a great, great day. Here's the video.
Thank you.
In a bit of a pickle. Don't you worry about a thing. You ain't alone in this. You're just a success story waiting to happen. Trust me on that. Every bump in the road is just an opportunity wearing a clever disguise. Welcome to the Hounds of Business community, where we don't just sit around twiddling our thumbs. Nope. We turn those obstacles into mighty fine stepping stones. This here's a place where high-level entrepreneurs and sharp professionals gather to grow their businesses and mindsets, kind of like how a good old gumbo needs the right ingredients to be something special. Ideas thrive here, and collaborations? Well, they're as natural as sweet tea on a hot day. Success? It's a journey, and we're fixing to walk that road right beside you. Now, don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn for all the latest tips and insights. We're talking about the kind of wisdom that'll keep you ahead of the game. And while you're at it, head on over to our YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a treasure trove of videos, from expert interviews to webinars, everything you need to stay sharp in this fast-moving world of business. The Hounds of Business community? Well, we ain't just a network, we're a movement. So why not come on and be part of something bigger? Join us today and let's turn your business journey into a real Southern success story.